Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, and apologize for the delay, but I have a few different videos I want to do, and this one in particular I think is going to be interesting, because this is a topic that's been quite popular in the media recently, and in social media, etc. And the topic that I'm referring to is this whole concept of what is a man, what is a woman. So I think that basically human beings and the world in general are going through a transitional period right now, where a lot of people are becoming more aware, and a lot of these like deeper spiritual questions are coming to the surface. But the problem is that people are still quite asleep for the most part. And so there's a lot of confusion around some of these type of questions, because people are like searching for the answer, for the truth, if you will, but they can't quite find it. And regarding this question of what is a woman, what is a man, whatever, I actually think that it has a very simple answer. So that's what I want to address in this video. So, okay, basically, you have two sides of this question. Most people say if you're born a man, you're a man, and then other people say no, it's not that simple. Gender is non-binary, and you can be a whole different range of genders on this spectrum. But I think in terms of when we talk about what is a man, what is a woman, we have to look at it from two different perspectives. The first perspective is biologically. Okay, if you're born with female reproductive organs, then biologically you are a woman. If you're born with male reproductive organs, then biologically you are a male. But biologically is not the only way that one can identify their gender. And this is where it becomes a little bit less straightforward. And I would say from an emotional or spiritual standpoint, anyone can be a man or a woman if they so choose. And I personally believe that a lot of the time what happens with people who are transgender, they're born in a man's body, and from the time that they're a little kid, they never feel comfortable in their own body. They feel that they are a woman. Somebody like Bruce Jenner, now known as Caitlyn Jenner, for example, I think would be a good example of this. He never quite felt right in a man's body, and eventually he did transition to become a woman. So biologically he's still a man, but he identifies as a woman. So from an emotional standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, he is a woman. That doesn't mean that he's not a woman. It just means that he happens to have male biological reproductive organs. So I think people need to give more credit to the emotional and the spiritual side of the question, because they're focused too much on the biology, and the biology is only half of the equation. So again, I think a lot of these people who are transgendered, what happens, this is my personal belief, and I know this is a little bit out there, and unless you're in more of like a spiritual mindset, this probably won't make sense. But what I believe, and I know quite a few other people believe this, is that what happens with transgendered people is that it's a male spirit ends up in a female body, or a female spirit ends up in a male body. That's why sometimes even people who are not transgender, though, you might meet a woman who's like very masculine. She has a lot of masculine energy, a lot of masculine qualities. It could easily be because she's really a male spirit that happens to be residing in a female body. And the opposite is true also. There's a very wide range with that type of thing, but I do believe that in the spirit world, the other side, the world that we can't see, there are male spirits and there's female spirits, and it is possible for there to be spirits that have both qualities of a man and a woman. But I think primarily the spirits tend to either be mostly male or mostly female. So again, I think when we ask what is a man, what is a woman, you have to ask yourself, well, from what standpoint? Are we talking about biology, or are we talking about emotional, spiritual, the way that someone feels deep inside their heart, inside their soul. And I think that, you know, we need to obviously respect whatever choice people make, and whatever they want to identify as, a man or a woman or something, a combination of the two. It's totally fine. Like, that's their choice, and we have to respect each other's choices as human beings, and we have to respect people's identity. What, you know, however they want to identify themselves, it's important that we respect that, because that's, you know, that would fall into the category that I've talked about before about, you know, there being a moral rule book, if you will, a moral code of conduct that exists amongst human beings, but that is not really written down. I mean, I guess the 10 Commandments is somewhat similar to what I'm referring to. You know, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, etc. Well, also, you know, thou shalt respect each other's identities. So that is my answer to this question about what is a man, what is a woman. I hope that makes sense. If anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to comment in the comment section below. I will see you guys again soon. Hope everybody has a great day.